start Side Government in 3, 2, 1.
When we think about actions, we have another thought come into our minds: consequences. And this way of thought has helped us live and win the game of evolution a long time ago. But now we live in a society where our actions do not only affect us, but everyone around us. And like Plato said, society is a contract. There are always good people and there are always bad actors, as we call, or selfish people. So, how do you deal with them? Well, you can directly go after them. But there's another trick which society implemented long time ago, which helps everyone: the belief in an afterlife. That this is not the only. You will live once more, and you will repay for your actions you did today. These bad actors, or the selfish people we may call, do not care about anything else. They can go to whatever lengths to get what their heart desires. And when such actions have fulfilled into reality, millions, if not billions, of people have died, whether that be in world wars or embargoes of places which desperately needed food. Selfishness and greed is a very bad problem which has plagued humanity. But in a belief of afterlife, where everybody believes in an afterlife, the person who is acting upon such will be like, oh no, I will also repay. I will also go through the same thing. And this has stopped countless people from acting out. So the fear of hell or heaven is true. Now, when I was telling society is a contract. And contracts have multiple people. You have the society as whole, but you also have the individual. You have you and me and everyone who we know and love. And I want you to imagine if a person you know who you deeply care about dies. You'll be so overcome with emotions and grief that you won't be able to think properly. What is the logical way to solve it? Well, if you believe that this person who has done benefits to you or has been very beneficial to you dies, he will get good. He will atone in a good way and he will live peacefully for the rest of the time. We need to know that death isn't just suffering, but it's continuation. Death gives meaning to life and the afterlife proves it. Another thing I would like to say is that, say we were on the receiving end of some horrible crime. Say I was uh, caught in a street and beaten up. I cannot, if I go to the police station, there's a chance they might not find the perpetrator of the crime. But if I believe deep in my heart that that person will eventually get justice in this life or another life, I will be able to recover from that. I will be able to recover from that. And that is what it is, my friends. Afterlife is may exist or it may not exist. But one thing is for certain, it benefits each and every one of us. It benefits those who have suffered and stops those who can make people suffer. It is the greatest hand of justice, which might not even exist. Thank you.
Thank you for that fine speech. I would like to call Namya now. Namya, you can go ahead. 1 second.
Sure. May I start?
Yeah, you may start in 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I will be speaking against the motion on the belief of afterlife. Afterlife. I'm sure we've heard the term before and also feel intrigued and fascinated by it. But does it really happen? Do we really have any evidence to support this ambiguous theory? People claim that only atheists are non-believers of it, but it is not completely true. Surveys show that about 17% of Americans do not believe in the concept of afterlife, whereas only 7% believe in it. I believe that the only life that we have is on this earth, which is mortal. When archaeologist Howard Carter found King Tut's tomb in Egypt, He also found all the luxuries that the king was provided for his afterlife, that too intact. The king obviously did not come back to live his afterlife, otherwise, he must have used the articles that were provided to him. Afterlife, though an interesting theory in existence, has yet to give some evidence of its own existence. Thank you.
That's your speech? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just reminding that there's a 5-minute speech. You have a lot of more time to discuss arguments and all of that. Okay. Then Sanvi, you can go ahead. Again, you have 5 minutes. So I'm starting in 3, 2, 1.
Yes. A very warm good evening to everyone present here. Tonight's debate revolves around a critical question, the existence of belief in the afterlife. I, Sanvi Taneja, stand before you as an advocate against the motion, a world where there is no belief in the afterlife. In our world, there is no scientific evidence to support the existence of afterlife. Science shows our consciousness comes from our brains, which stops working when we die. Many cultures have different beliefs about the afterlife, making it difficult to accept one version as true. Therefore, religious beliefs about an afterlife vary widely, showing how subjective it is. The idea of an afterlife is a product of human imagination, not reality. In a world without an afterlife, the focus shifts to enhancing the quality of our present existence. Embracing mortality encourages a deeper appreciation for life's fleeting moments, fostering compassion as well. By channeling efforts into addressing worldly concerns, humanity can collectively strive for progress and harmony. Therefore, in the absence of tangible evidence, belief in an afterlife is a form of escapism from the reality of mortality. That's it.
All right, thank you. So again, I'm just reminding you guys have a lot more time. You guys can talk way, way more than you guys are. But it's fine. That doesn't matter. It's your speech. Now I'm giving 3-minute reply speeches. So Arjun, I mean, I could give you more time if you want because you have 2 people to reply to instead of 1. So I'm not timing you. So just go ahead and yeah, you can give
Okay, thank you.
speeches.
So this is a question, first question applies to both Namya and Sanvi. The debate wasn't about the existence of afterlife. The debate was about that the existence of belief in the afterlife is rational. I mean, I also, when I started my speech, never have I mentioned that afterlife has actually existed. And in fact, in the closing points, I've myself said that it doesn't exist, but it has benefited us very much. Now, there were a few points which were mentioned by Sanvi that we should focus on improving ourselves. We should focus on morality and how to improve our surroundings, our society, if I'm correct. How do you do that without morality? Morality is a sense which has been derived from consequence. Morality is a division of consequences, as said by Socrates. Now, if we are saying that if morality cannot, the way I'm expressing my thought is, since morality came from the belief in afterlife, if we stop the belief of afterlife completely, and we were to go, eventually we will lose morality. Morality will be lose. So how do you combat that? That's the question.
I definitely didn't mention morality. I mentioned
One
mortality.
second. 1 second.
Oh.
I mean, I would like this cross questioning going ahead, but I'll give, since we're going in a same order, I'll give time to Namya to give her speech for 3 minutes. Then I'll give time to Sanvi, and then you can just say whatever you want. Because you might also want to elaborate on her thoughts. So yeah, Namya, go ahead. You have 3 minutes. Yeah.
I just need a few minutes to prepare.
I mean, okay, that's fine. Sanvi, since you're ready to give a reply, then we'll go ahead with it.
Yes, I definitely didn't mention morality. I mentioned mortality. So it's like when we stop believing in afterlife, it's like we know we have limited time. So we will definitely try bettering ourselves in the life that in the span, like time span we have, rather than worrying about consequences in an afterlife. Like we know we'll do something bad and then we'll be worried that maybe we will go to hell or heaven. That's not decided. But if we know there is no such thing as that, we'll definitely be certain that we have that limited time. We got that limited time for a reason, and then we'll worry about the consequences in that life itself rather than worrying about it in an afterlife. So I hope that clears your question, or you want me to say something else?
May I interject?
No, this is not a back
Okay.
and forth. This was just reply speeches. Thank you so much though for your enthusiasm. Namya, since we have limited time, um, I would want you to give your speech right now. But if you can't, that's all right.
No, I can. So Arjun mentioned that the fear of afterlife has compelled people to keep their actions in check. If people were so fearful of afterlife or hell or heaven, then they wouldn't be selfish at all. He said that these things help us keep us ourselves in check. But I don't think that's true. And when he gave an example that if he gets beaten up by some guys and then he goes to the police, it is not certain that he'll get justice. So that is more of karma and less of afterlife. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording. I'm going to deliberate in like a minute and then I'll just give you guys feedback because I think there's a lot that could be really improved in this debate because I think you guys have a lot of potential.